So then guys, I've got you some big news today about how Apple are looking to change the strategy in how they're going to release iPhones in the future. Now this is big news, especially if you're not planning to get an iPhone in 2025, but you are planning to get one in 2026 and onwards with that. It looks like that Apple are actually going to be creating 2 separate times a year now when they're going to release new iPhones. And today I want to give you more details about this. But first of all, a little quick history lesson of how Apple have been launching iPhones in the past. So when we had the original iPhone, this was the one that was the iPhone sort of 2G, as a lot of people like to call it, the first generation in 2007. Well, actually this new iPhone got announced in a January time, and then we actually got our hands on it a few months later into kind of April kind of time. This is when we actually got our hands actually on this brand new iPhone, and this was the first time that Apple ever did this kind of sort of different strategy on the first kind of launch. But just over a year later, when we had the iPhone 3G, well, it actually got announced at WWDC, and this is when it actually also came out at the same time, the new iPhone 3G. And then for the 3GS, it was the same time as well, WWDC the year after. And then also with the iPhone 4, it also came out that summer too at WWDC. Well, it got announced and came out a few days later, as it were. But it wasn't until the iPhone 4S where the strategy kind of stayed the same and has been really the same ever since that time. And this is when we got our first iPhone announced in the September time, and then it came out, say, a week or two later. And then this has been the same thing all the way through into the future. Now, obviously, there has been the odd kind of iPhone out there what's come out maybe, into the odd bit of October time. That 2020 is definitely a reminder there because of COVID and things like this. And also the iPhone 10, when that came out, the iPhone 8s came out at the same time, but obviously the iPhone 10 came out a little bit later into an October. But you get the idea. It's always been around the same kind of time, and especially even in recent years with, say, the likes of, say, the iPhone 16 range, the iPhone 16 and the iPhone 16 Pro models, they all came out in September time. But then what we've also been having is say, iPhone SE models, and also the likes of, say, the iPhone 16e, and these have been coming out in kind of the spring kind of time of the year when they've actually been announced and released at the same time. They've never come out along the same time as, say, the flagship phones. And this is where, like I said, things are looking to change here in the future with its release time. And I'm going to tell you exactly how everything is going to change once I tell you all about the giveaway, what's happening on this channel at the end of June time, 2025, and it is for this right here. This here is a MacBook Air, and this here is a sky blue model, 13.6-inch model, and I'm going to be giving this away to one lucky subscriber on this channel at the end of June time 2025. And you can still enter into this giveaway right now. All you have to do is just put down into the comments below of what technology gear you're hoping to get in 2025 into the comments. It can be anything out there. It can be Apple related or not. So it could be, for example, you're going to get yourself a new iPhone 17 model. Maybe you're going to get yourself a new MacBook Pro. Maybe you're going to get nothing to do with Apple whatsoever. It could be a Nintendo Switch 2. It could be an RTX graphics card for your gaming rig. Or it could be something completely different altogether. Just put it down into the comments below at this stage. Now, the reason why I say at this stage, because the second part of the giveaway is going to be happening at the end of June time, where I'll be making a video giving you more details about the MacBook Air giveaway, including, a form to fill in around that time, and also when I'll be doing the live stream to announce who the winner will be for this MacBook Air. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, because you won't want to miss out on that video. And plus you also want to be a subscriber too, because obviously I'm giving this away to a subscriber. The other thing I want to quickly say about this MacBook Air is it's no ordinary one. This actually has been spec'd up. It doesn't have that bin version, the cheap version, as I say, of the M4 MacBook Air 13-inch. Oh no, this actually has the full fat M4. So this is the 10-core CPU, the 10-core GPU, and also it's got upgrades including 24 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of storage instead of the standard 16 gigabytes and 256 gigabytes of storage. So it's been spec'd up here. Like I said, one lucky subscriber is going to get their hands on this when the winner is announced at the end of June time this year. The last thing that I just want to quickly say to you guys, that sadly there are still lots of scammers and spammers out there, people still impersonating, turning to WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram direct message. Please do ignore these people. Best you can see right here. Please do report them. So moving on then from this, we know what Apple have been doing in the past. Let's see how this is all going to change in the future. So this leak that we've got in from the information has been telling us the details about it, but let me make it quite simple to you what's going to happen. So in 2025, this year, we are still going to get the likes of, say, the iPhone 17, the iPhone 17 Air, the iPhone 17 Pro, and the iPhone 17 Pro Max some point in September time. It's going to be announced and launched around then. It might slip into a bit into October potentially. We'll just have to wait and see. That is going to stay exactly the same. But when it comes to around springtime next year, February kind of March time, we are also going to see the successor to the iPhone 16e, what will be the iPhone 17e. So love it or hate it, there is going to be a successor to this phone right here. That is what's going to come out. But as time moves on, when we get to September 2026, this is where things are going to start to really change. We are going to get the new iPhone 18 Pro and also the iPhone 18 Pro Max, but we're also going to get Apple's first foldable iPhone coming out at that time too. So it will be the Pro models and the Fold models coming out in September time. But what you will not get is you will not get a brand new iPhone 18 or iPhone 18 Air at that time. No, that will be delayed out or be pushed out to spring 2027. And in spring 2027, that is where you will see the likes of the iPhone 18, the iPhone 18 Air, and also an iPhone 18e. And then as you can imagine, when we get to September time, it will be the Pros and the foldables. And then if you go over to the next year, 2028, you get the idea. You have the next generation of kind of, say, the non-Pro and non-foldable phones. That is what Apple are planning to do here. Very similar to what I would say like Samsung do right now. At the beginning of every year, what we actually get is we get a brand new kind of the Ultra phones. The S25, for example, is a good example of that. And then obviously we get that. But then later on in the year, come around about summertime, we get their foldable phones. And it looks like this is something that Apple are doing something very similar here with their kind of iPhones. They're going to split it out into two different events. So I'm just going to make you aware, this is what the new strategy is going to look like, and mainly this comes into effect September next year in 2026. But on that note then guys, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think this is a good strategy, or do you think Apple should just keep everything all in one event? What are your thoughts on this? Well, let me know in the comments below. And with that as well guys, it's time to wrap up this video too. So if you have enjoyed watching it, please do press the like button. As always, if you want to hear the latest Apple news, reviews and comparisons, make sure you subscribe to this channel and also hit that notification bell. Until next time guys, I'll see you really soon. Take care. Bye bye.